Good morning, gang. Happy Friday from the middle of Appalachia here. That part's kind of important. I'm going to give you why. Okay. Now, when I talk about Appalachia, when anybody says, you know, Appalachian Mountains or anything like that, most people will think of West Virginia, East Kentucky, East Tennessee. Okay. Actually, Appalachia is quite a bit bigger. It goes all the way from the southern tier of New York State all the way down to the northern third to half of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. Okay, it's quite a big region. But the one thing that is a real misnomer that the general public has always referred to people that live in Appalachia are backwoods country bumpkins, piece of straw hanging out of your mouth, overalls with no shirt on, straw hat. Sure, there may be some people that live like that. I've been here for 3 years now, a little more. And I can say this, that the people in this area are probably some of the friendliest, most helpful, willing to give you the shirt off their back people I've ever met. Texas and Utah, you rank right up there too, okay? Been there, and people there are similar, okay? Detroit and Boston, not so much, okay? But for all the bad stereotype that Appalachia has, apparently some of the smartest people in the country live here. And I'll tell you why, okay? This week, the treasurer of West Virginia announced that 5 banks, Wall Street banks, are no longer allowed to do business with the state. These would include BlackRock, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, and Goldman Sachs. Wall Street's going to take an $18 billion hit for that. So why would a state decide that they don't want to do business with Wall Street banks anymore? Oh, real simple. Wokeism. Okay? The treasurer of West Virginia put this out, like I said, this week, because those 5 companies are all boycotting fossil fuel. Okay? Oh, we can't do this. We have to go green. We have to use solar and wind. We can't do anything with gasoline, oil, coal anymore. All right? To give you this, most of West Virginia relies on coal for electricity. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's 89% of the electricity in West Virginia is generated from coal, compared to 19% for the rest of the country. Okay? So the majority of West Virginia's GDP comes from coal. There's something like 34,000, I got the number wrong, 13,000 coal mining jobs in West Virginia. This is what the people do for a living, okay? And the reason he stopped this was very simple. Why would you be generating your money, your income, your revenue, and giving it to a bank for them to do something with that is doing everything they can to put you out of business? It makes no sense. So the treasurer had a brilliant idea. If you don't believe in what we're doing, go fly a kite. Good. More states need to start doing this, looking at where their money comes from, where their tax base comes from, what their citizens do for a living, and then take a look at who is against them. I don't know, Detroit. Gee, let's shut down the fossil fuel industry. That would mean no more gas-powered cars. I don't know. Still want to vote blue? Yeah, you can go to electric cars. Cool. Let me get it. Let me get a brand new F-150 for over $100,000. That's an electric vehicle that will tow a trailer a whopping 85 miles. I'll give you guys this. When we moved from Vegas to Tennessee, it's more than 2,000-mile drive. Okay, and I've told you before, I've got this old 1971 boat. I towed that here for 2,000 miles. Can you imagine? I would have had to charge a truck more than 20 times to get here. It would have made that trip a 3-week drive if I could have found a charging station every 85 miles. Okay? So, yeah, Detroit, Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, you may want to, reevaluate your green policies there, because most people, they don't work. Okay. But so the GDP part is kind of important, all right? And we talked about this yesterday. We are, contrary to what the Biden administration would tell you, officially in a recession. Okay, we have now had 2 quarters in a row of domestic, as they call it, negative growth, retraction. Okay, we're making less. That's a recession. Okay, regardless of what Biden wants to tell you this. But I want to give you this. This will tell you how good the policies that the Biden administration has implemented are doing. How about the German economy? Everybody knows Germany's freaking out like crazy because of, oh my God, power's going up, the cost of gasoline's going up, everything, it's going insane. They're talking about now Germans may have to pay €500 a month to heat their house in the winter. Okay, and right now the euro is somewhat on parity with the dollar. Okay, so imagine having to pay $500 a month just to heat your house. Just say that's what the Germans are doing. Well, Germany reported their second quarter GDP the other day, 0.0. It was flat, which is better than negative. So even with all the crap going on with the German energy industry and a war literally in their backyard, their economy is doing better than the United States. Want to take it further? China, that good old communist country, China. It's not often you're going to hear me give a compliment to Xi Jinping, okay? But I will at this point. Xi Jinping gave a speech to the Politburo yesterday and told them that the Chinese citizens must undertake a great struggle as their economy crashes. His words, okay? China just reported their second quarter GDP, a gain of 0.4%. So Xi Jinping is saying their economy is crashing as they're still eking out slight growth in their domestic product, while Potato Joe is saying our economy's good. Well, we have nearly a 1% drop, 1% negative growth, to use their term. But our economy's good when we're going backwards. But China's economy is crashing while it ekes slightly forward. Like I said, you won't hear me give Xi Jinping kudos very often, but at least he's being honest, which is more than I can say about the moron in chief, his fraudulency, Joe Biden. This is what we face, guys, okay? We're being lied to over and over. Don't believe what you see with your own eyes. Believe what I tell you. You're freaking kidding me, right? We need more states, preferably 49 of them, to start doing what West Virginia is doing and giving the bird to the woke culture, to the banks, to the solar companies, to everybody who's promising the world and delivering nothing. Somebody asked me yesterday in the comments, name one thing that the climate change people have ever been right on. I can't give you one. The only thing they've managed to do for 50 years is suck money from the taxpayer. Okay? The polar ice caps didn't melt. Miami's not underwater. Pick something. And they'll come up and go, oh, but look at the wildfires. No, the wildfires in California are real simple to figure out what caused them. That's complete mismanagement of the forests. By who? The environmentalists. Okay? They won't allow the companies to go out and cut down and clean out the dead wood, which turns it into a tinderbox. And then what do? You kill all the live trees too, because they burn just as well in that kind of heat, meaning heat from a fire. Okay. Oh, but look at Lake Mead and Lake Powell so far down. Okay. Can we talk about HARP? Can we talk about Grand Solar Minimum? Oh, no, we can't talk about those whatsoever. Those are conspiracy theories. No, those are conspiracy facts. The only conspiracy theory is climate change. Okay. Believe it if you will. Okay. I'm going to stick with the scientists as opposed to the science fictionists. Please, somebody show me the degree in meteorology that John Kerry has, that Al Gore has. Please show me that. And then maybe I'll take them seriously. Because as long as NASA's saying this is normal, where the true atmospheric scientists work, yeah, we need more states like West Virginia who have the balls to say no. We're not going along with this insane idea of destroying our lives for some imaginary reaction you have. Just not happening. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep fighting for what you believe in. Nobody ever is going to say, gee, start throwing your trash out the window or the car and stuff like that. No, pollution needs to be, we don't need to have McDonald's boxes and stuff like that thrown out the side of the window like we did back in the 60s. There's a reason why, flip tops on cans now stay there as opposed to pull it off and throw it out. Okay. Yes. That's just being respectful of others, keeping something clean. That'll do a lot. As long as we keep doing that, everything's fine. But to say that, we're not going to use fossil fuels or anything like that, I'm going to give you this. If man wasn't meant to use fossil fuels, God would have never put them on the planet. Just think about that. Have a good Friday. We'll see you later. Pinball out.